Hello everyone and welcome back to Hearts of Iron. Now you may notice something is a wee bit different. Oh, man. And that is because we are playing with I believe it's called the Better Reality mod or something. Better Reality project. I think that's what it's called. And it adds a bunch of stuff and all that good stuff. So, let us take a look at the world. They've changed a lot of stuff, as you can say. French West Africa, French Equatorial Africa, Cameroon, the Congo, Mongolia, South Africa. Wow, they changed a lot. Holy shit. Kenya. Obviously, all of these are under Republican, or they're all under British or French rule. So let's see here. I'm currently playing as the UK in my other campaign, which will be using this mod from now on as well. What do we have? We have the Kingdom of Libya, the Kingdom of Tunisia, colony. I like the new colonial modifier, colony. Let's see, what are colonies? Cameroon, Congo, Angola, Rhineland, Southeast Asia, Asia. Okay, so these are all colonies. Let's see, the Netherlands, I like the colored portraits. Czechoslovakia, Hungary. Oh, here we go. The Empire of Manchukuo. Japan's got it all set up. Interesting, interesting. The East Hebei Autonomous Council. I like it, I like it. Who should we play as? I think I played as America. They're a lot of fun. I played as the UK, which is also a lot of fun. I like that their leader isn't Neville Chamberlain yet. It's actually Stanley Baldwin. Let's see. Belgium, the Netherlands, Denmark, Germany. Maybe we play as an Axis power this time. Or maybe we play as France and try to avert the disaster that will be happening. Who should I play? I like all the portraits that I assume are correct. Maybe we play as Japan. Think. We could play as China. Well, China gets her ass whooped. I think, you know what? Let's play as France. Just see what happens, and we'll kind of play alternate history. I don't know if I want to ally with the UK immediately, but let's play as the French. Let's do it. Let's play as the French Republic. And let us attempt to avert the defeat that will come at the hands of the German Empire, the German Reich, the new German Reich, the Third Reich. Let's see if we can stop it before, or stop it before the collapse of France. I'm just trying to figure out how will we do that. Playing as a democratic faction, you really don't have a lot of choices. France has a very low manpower as well. So, and the Maginot Line is only good for so long. So, our president here is Edward de Dallier, or Edouard de Dallier, or Daldier. He's a stout defender. That's new. I don't remember that being a thing. AI modifier, focus on defense, plus 50%. Interesting, interesting. Does Germany... Oh, he does. Dictator, political power. I wonder. So who is leader here? The leader of Britain, the Conservative Party, is Stanley Baldwin. It actually isn't Neville Chamberlain yet. I wonder if that's historically true. In January of 36, Neville Chamberlain is not Prime Minister. Wouldn't surprise me if that was true. So I have a squadron of subs here. Let's put them to work in the Bay of Biscay, the English Channel, and in the western approaches. We have some tech we can do. Obviously, let's get our French supporting weapons. We should obviously get the engineered companies, and we should obviously do the land doctrine grand battle plan. So I think we could do defense focus or aggressive focus. What does this give me? Motorized focus. Levy en masse. Infantry equipment production cost. Motorized. I don't know how much motorized equipment I'm actually going to get. We have metropolitan France, and now we have Algeria France. We have government reform. We also have reverse or revised the Versailles, and we can go communist, or we can go even farther than that. We can go right, and we can do our France first faction if we wanted to. We could ally with Italy, and Italy joins our faction. Could do that. Interesting. Heavy bomber focus. Okay, so France looks like it doesn't have a lot. It has a lot of early games. So I've actually played as France before and done the Little Entente with inviting Yugoslavia, Romania, and Czechoslovakia to the alliance, and it actually works pretty well until Italy joins the Axis, and then they allow, basically you can enter Yugoslavia, and Czechoslovakia and Yugoslavia were defeated quite quickly, and Romania was the last one left. So I think this time I'll go with Britain, because Britain controls a lot of the world. So, but first things first, let's do metropolitan France, adding infrastructure, and let's set our navy. Doesn't look like we have much of a navy to work. Looks like our largest fleet here is in the Mediterranean. So let's take these guys. And then let's take the other guys. I don't know. It's these guys. Put them on patrol in the central. Sure, let's do that. And then what do we have for the Mediterranean fleet? 3 battleships. We're gonna have these guys watch the African coast, the Iberian coast, the Cape Verde. Let's see, what kind of fleets do we have though? We have quite the submarine fleet, which is not bad. We do have possessions pretty much everywhere. So having troops stationed everywhere is not a huge problem. But I think what we do, instead of having fairly small fleets, we combine this fleet here into a larger fleet along with this one. We'll create a Mediterranean fleet, and then this fleet here will go up here to Dunkirk. Let's go ahead and do that. So I have insufficient resources. I need oil. The United States has oil. That's the United States for some oil. My national unity is awful. Disjointed government. So we need to get rid of that immediately. How will I get rid of that? There it is. Strengthen the government. I think that's what I need. National unit plus 24. Yeah, that's what I need. Also, I think outlawing communism will help. So, the mod, as far as I know, has historical events, like smaller historical events that'll pop up over time. As you can see, the world is vastly different. With lots of China already being, with at least northern China here, already being under the control of Japan through its puppet state, the Empire of Manchukuo, under the last Chinese emperor, Kangde Henry Puyi, which is the last emperor of China. We have the East Hebei Autonomous Council, right? Is that what they're called? Yes. And then these guys aren't their puppet yet. These are I guess, Mongolian faction that was pushed out during a civil war because Mongolia is communist and these guys are fascist. And this guy has the spirit of Genghis. I'm assuming he's communist, or he's like the rightful ruler of Mongolia. And then we have, of course, all the various warlording states in China at the time. And then we have our possession here in Saigon. Where is... I don't know who our Wei is. Wei is around in here somewhere. But we have our two main cities in Indochina. Also, let's jack up the reinforcements. And let's start setting some troops. So what we want here is I want to take all of the tanks, the motorized vehicles. France has quite the motorized vehicle divisions here. So I want quick moving units, which are motorized, cavalry, tanks. And I'm doing what the French didn't do in the Second World War, which was create a division or an army that was just these units. Quick moving, fast striking units. So let's assign troops in southern France to a new general. We'll put this guy. We'll put Maurice Gamelin in command, and we'll add these guys to his command. That'll be the Alpine Army. Troops in the north of France will report to the Maginot Line. You guys go here. There we go. We got quick moving units. We have lots of motorized, lots of cavalry, tanks, all very useful units. These guys will be under the command of Charles de Gaulle, or we have Alphonse Juin. Let's put Charles de Gaulle in charge of them under General de Gaulle. And this will be our quick-moving strike force. This is the our ultimate. We can actually change these cavalry divisions over, I think, to a mechanized brigade. Light tanks, infantry equipment, motorized, one support equipment. Are we not making any of those? Let me see what we're making real quick. We're making light tanks. We have very few factories. We need to fix that, so let's get to work on that immediately. How many civilian factories? I have very few of those too. So let's do some civilian factories, and then let's do some military factories in the middle. Now, to win this war against Germany, I know that I'll definitely need an air force. French air force is vastly inadequate at this point to deal with the army, or more rather the air force, the Luftwaffe, that will come to be expecting. Although I think I have a better army than I do right now. Renault MX. I'm seeing. I must always go light aircraft for the agility and max speed. Suma, Mas, equipment, Bama, and we have Curie, Mary isn't. Ooh, look, Charles de Gaulle, grand battle plan expert, as my theorist. Commando, Special Forces attack. Maurice Gamelin is an army offensive, and Maxime Wegrand is an army defensive. What if we do army... If we go defensive, we can do fortification, alpine forts, and then extend the Maginot. For these, I think we just get a research if we do aggressive, right? Yeah, just research bonus, motorized focus, which motorized... Kind of want to just do defensive bonus just because I get the army en masse, which is producing infantry equipment, which is vastly superior than that of trucks. Grand battery, which is supporting artillery, and heavy tanks. Let's see what kind of tanks these are. Can I see the template? Oh my god, the template's only 4 tanks. All 4 light tanks. 2,000 men each. Okay, let us... I can't even edit the template because I don't have army experience. So what we're going to do then to fix that, Mr. de Gaulle. And let's, we can put, both of these guys would be good, but they're old guard. But, Alphonse Georges. And I have some free dockyards I can do. Looks like we're making a lot of submarines. Let's not make submarines. Because, not that submarines are useless, but they're not going to help me. This is the difference between this battleship. Oh, let's build some French battle cruisers and put them all to work. So in about a year, we'll do 2. So in 2 years, we'll have 2 new ships, roughly. 2 new battle cruisers that I can then use for other stuff. These guys. Alright, so what we can do here is the remilitarization of the Rhineland. Several German divisions recently advanced into the Rhineland, marking the first time since the end of the Great War that Germany has forces positioned west of the Rhine. This is a clear violation of the Versailles Treaty, under which Germany is forbidden from militarizing the region. Unless we issue an ultimatum demanding their withdrawal, the treaty will not be enforced. So basically, if war breaks out, we will suffer a civil war due to our disjointed government, and then the communists start a civil war. Or we can just issue a diplomatic. So we can, this is an act of war, rally the British to the side, and then the British have to decide whether or not they want to go to war. Is Stanley Baldwin still the, yeah, he is. He probably will not join the war. And I suffer a civil war. Now, I trust enough in Charles de Gaulle's force to smash their, to smash the Civil War. But my national unity will go down to 20%, which is very, very low. Do I have anything to buff up, national... Oh, no. 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 I have a quartermaster general. So nothing to do that. So I'm not going to risk a civil war. Because I honestly don't know how strong they'll be. Actually, you know what? The hell with it. Let's see what happens. Britain supports us. Onwards. The Rhineland remains demilitarized. So our national unity dropped down to 30. I don't know when we get the other part back. So the Germans have backed down, which is what we needed. So the Germans have backed down. We threatened them with war, and we joined the Allies. and they back down. Wow, look at the Communist Party in Britain. Holy shit. The Communist Party of Great Britain. And what is in power? It's the Conservatives. So all these powers are now in the all these colonies, more rather, are in the Allied faction. Troop de Madagascar. Let's convert some of these guys to infantry rather than reserves. Just because then we can pull them in later on when we want to. Yeah, see, we have a bunch of reserve colony dudes. That's fine. So Germany is back down for the time being. I don't know if the Germans get to do that again, like attempt to. But we've stopped them for now from doing anything, which is good. Honestly, kind of what we needed. And give us a little more time to gives us a little more time to prepare. I have a pretty massive navy here now. And then let's put Francois Darlan. I'm probably butchering these French names, so you'll have to I apologize to you if you're French. Francis Darlan ends up becoming a collaborator, I believe. And then let's put Old Guard, Sea Wolf. I guess put that guy in charge of that. Where am I? Submarine. I want the large ones. There we go. I have troops in Morocco as well. Let's actually make these Moroccan troops division to mountain divisions. Simply because you never know, and we may need them later on. I'll make these guys infantry division. So let's have a North Africa type command for 14 divisions. I'll make sure Jean de Lettre de Tassigny, and then we'll train what men we do have here. Okay, apparently they're training. Maurice Gamelin. Let's also have him train the men. Because I think with training we'll get some experience. So do the Germans get another chance at... He's doing Reich Autobahn. So they might get another chance. The remilitarization may be reversed. So maybe they get to try again, in all honesty. I don't know. Or they have completed it. And then they can do Anschluss. Because maybe when I'm in a better position, I'll just let them do it and not care. And these guys... I don't understand why they're... Just make them infantry division. We'll have to research some heavy tanks as well. I'll upgrade our tank divisions. I mean, we could definitely handle Germany in a war. There's no doubt about that. We could have fought the Germans in a war. But I mean, we need more factories. We're not an industrialized nation at all. So government reforms underway. Next we'll do industrial expansion, then I'll do Algeria, France, and then colonial industry, colonial military factories. These are actually really help us out. And then I want to do the extra research slots as well, because they actually are worth quite a bit. So when does Stanley Baldwin not become Prime Minister? I mean, it's 36. It says the next election is in 39. When was Neville Chamberlain elected Prime Minister? Actually, I can go look. Let's look. I have the power of the internet at my fingers. So I can definitely look here. Let's see. What's it? Neville Chamberlain. Let's see. Served as Prime Minister from May of 37 to 1940. So there's actually another year. Look at our political powers, negative 131. He's actually got Stanley Baldwin here. He's actually got another year of being Prime Minister. Interesting. Oh wait, can I not? Oh yeah, there we go. Republic of China. I have a port in the Republic of Algeria. Syria. Yeah, I'm not gonna do any of that. What do I own in China? Oh. That actually would seem like keeping. So change this to an infantry division. So Saigon, they're a normal infantry division. Or there. So let's take this guy. We'll move him to Saigon. And then we'll move those troops here to occupy that port. That way I can hold my port in China. I also need more troops, although trying to port light tanks. Not this one. This one is light tanks and motorized infantry. So this is a mechanical brigade. Let's change that then. Why are all these symbols completely useless? Damn it. Because they're not, it's not a real tank division. It's a tank division, but it's not. Workers threaten strike. So what do I do? National unity for 10 or negotiate a deal. Popularity of the communists 7%. What are they at now? 30? That's fine. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And once all these guys are trained as regulars, we'll be okay. These guys are almost all irregulars. That's not what I wanted. What was I looking at? Paul Rhineland. Leon Blum. I'm pretty sure Leon Blum ends up becoming president of France, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it does. If I remember correctly, that is. I think he becomes president after war is over. I hope I have enough reinforcements. My priority for reinforcements is set on its highest. I have no hopes that the Maginot Line will do anything would be a gigantic waste of time. But so far, Germany's aggressive ambitions have been stopped. Communists in the government. Jesus Christ. So, communist movement in France. Fueled by broad dissatisfaction among the working class and radical trends among academics, has grown large enough to lead the formation of several parties. After one of these has gained considerable support in the current election, politicians and the Parti Radical, which wasn't a very radical party, have started debating whether or not to seek their support in forming a government. Although they consider our democratic institutions to be the little more than a bourgeoisie tyranny, they seem eager to make the changes they want to see through cooperating with the government rather than overthrowing it. So I don't think I can take a national unity hit. Let's let the communists have a say. Although it's a lot of communists in the government. 47% of our upper house is communist. Look at some of the portraits here, because these are all now, they should, quote unquote, be all historical. So they should all be the correct portraits now. Even the little things, yeah. This mod is fantastic. I believe it's on Steam as well. I downloaded it somewhere else. I didn't get it off of Steam. I got it on ModDB, I think, is where I got it. This is Michael Joseph Savage. I like the name. JBM Herzog. Of course. The Kingdom of Egypt. Who's the king here? Farouk Muhammad Ali. King of Egypt. The royalists are in power. So do the British still hold the Sinai? Or not the Sinai, the Suez? They own part of the Suez. But their Kingdom of Egypt puppet state owns the rest. So I have French West Africa, French Equatorial Africa. I also have Cameroon, which was a British or they were German state. But look at this. There's even a thing here. Look at this. I've never seen this before, actually. This is so this is new. This is directly to the colony thing. So it looks like some of them have and some don't. Egypt doesn't, even though they're a puppet state. But some of these other colonial ones do. So let's see. Let's look at the national focuses. They have colonial politics. They have direct colonial rule, humane or harsh. And then they have resistances against colonial rule, fight them or support them. And then they can do Declaration of Independence, Constitution, or citizenship. Interesting. Colonial affecting or building up the economies. Interesting. I like that they have a thing. Auxiliary fleet, auxiliary police, pilots, garrison troops, a mobile force. I like that. I like that. So it might actually be worth to play as a colony now. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like the diversity a little bit in the games. Sure, let's get interwar artillery. Why not? And we need to do some more stuff. What does Algerie, France do? There it goes. Defensive stratagems gets rid of the disjointed government. So let's do support status quo. And then I'll do, go with Britain, obviously, even though I'm already with the British. Also, the Spanish Civil War hasn't fired yet, which is strange. Oh, I'm actually getting through that. Spain got any? No, they haven't gotten anything yet. That sucks. Spain would be one of those countries to get new ideals. About Turkey. Nope. Yeah, I had to invade Turkey in my British Let's Play. Speak of the devil, I believe that's the Spanish Civil War. It always likes to fire and slow down the game. Yep. So, Spanish Civil War. So we have Republican Spain, which is almost all communists. They're immediately being supported by the Soviet Union and the People's Republic of China. No surprise there. So they're up against nationalist Spain and Francisco Franco and his Spanish fascist party. And I wonder, is Germany going to support him immediately? Because Germany was forced to back down this time. The Germans are actually doing the West Wall. Also, you guys still working on it. You guys can stop almost. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more training. Then you guys can stop. You guys too. They're almost done. Italio Balbo. Humane policy. They have a different tech tree too, is what it seems like. Research bonus for military, police 1 and 2. Interesting. Might be worth playing as one of these colonies. That's this guy ready to go. Ship him out. His capital is Guangzhou, Nanning. Let's see what Japan's up to. Put Mengjiang under pressures. So they're trying to puppet these guys. Rightfully so. I would say that I'm not surprised with Japan doing that, in all honesty. Seems like something that they would do. Oh, I wanted to check the time. What was the time I'm at? Alright, so I think I'm going to run this for a little bit longer, and then I'm going to... Actually, I think I'm going to call it quits now with the even 38. So I want to thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't hesitate to like, comment, subscribe. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it quite a bit. And when we return, hopefully, we'll see what I can do about the Spanish. Maybe I can help the Republican forces in some way. But... once again, I want to thank you for watching. Until next time, stay tuned.